Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA.
Caitlin, congratulations on an amazing season. Rookie of the Year is a big honor. You deserve it. Congratulations.
Nikola Jokic just left Caitlin Clark absolutely speechless after he said something insane in his latest interview. This dude barely speaks in general, let alone throws compliments like confetti. But when he does, careers shift.
Well, Nikola Jokic is the MVP of the league. He's the best player in the world. He's been the best player in the world for the last few years. You know who he has a shoe deal with? I'm going to tell you here in a minute.
And now that he's acknowledged Caitlin like she's royalty, every fake expert who doubted her is suddenly scrambling for Wi-Fi to delete their old tweets. Now, you might think I'm exaggerating or just hyping things up for clicks, but girl, believe me, Nikola Jokic doesn't talk much. He doesn't tweet. He doesn't drop hot takes. He barely even reacts when he wins MVPs. But when he does speak, everyone listens. And when he opened his mouth about Caitlin Clark, silence turned into static. This is a two-time MVP, an NBA champion, a man who avoids drama, and yet he went out of his way to praise a WNBA rookie. Not just any rookie.
I was really in awe of the game, you know.
Pulls it back, knocks it down.
I'm saying men and women's college basketball, she's probably the most impressive I've seen.
One who's been elbowed, mocked, targeted, and doubted every step of the way. Jokic didn't hype up her points or her logo threes. He zeroed in on her mental toughness. He called it one of the most impressive things he's seen in years. That's not flattery. That's a gold medal compliment from a guy who's made his entire career by tuning out the noise.
I'm excited for her to be here. I think it brings a lot of excitement to the city, and a city with a lot of young talent already as it is, and adding her, she's one of the faces of women's basketball, and for her to be here and under the same roof, I think is really exciting for me, and I think a lot of people in our organization, and just look forward to watching her grow throughout the process, watching her get better. Looking forward to actually being able to cheer for her now. Now she's with the good guys.
And then he said it. One line, 4 words. She just plays basketball. That's it. That's Jokic code for no drama, no distractions, just pure hoop. In a league full of storylines and side plots, that kind of statement hits hard. Especially coming from a guy who dismantles teams with zero trash talk and barely any emotion.
I think she put up 2 feet beyond half court, so for me to see it in person, she's legit. She's the best. So she's the GOAT. So her skill set far exceeds every.
But let's be clear, this wasn't charity work. He wasn't tossing compliments to look supportive or progressive. Jokic saw something real in Caitlin. The way she reads the game, the way she slows everything down without actually being quick. Her ability to set up plays, her patience, her complete lack of theatrics. That's what caught his eye. And here's the wild part, it's mutual. Because analysts have been comparing Clark to Jokic for months. Not just clickbait headlines, actual tape breakdowns. They both mess with defenders using their eyes. They both pause for just a second longer than anyone expects. They both lure defenses into traps and make them regret every decision. The way they think about the game? Almost identical. The way they pace it? Uncanny. The results? Straight domination.
Caitlin Clark, she's not the tallest. She doesn't have a crazy frame that, but she got women's basketball on lock right now. And she hasn't really been in it in a while, and a lot of people haven't seen a lot of it. Anything that happens with her is going to be magnified, right? Which is great for the WNBA.
Now let's talk about the twist.
According to reports, Nike had no plan to build a shoe around Jokic, instead focusing on Victor Wembanyama, the face of the brand's new Air Immersion Space sneaker.
Jokic, arguably the best player in the world, never got a real Nike deal. He wasn't flashy enough. He didn't sell enough sneakers. Nike skipped him for cooler names and flashier dunks. He ended up signing with 361 Degrees, a brand no one outside of Asia really talks about.
And she's fearless. No shot is a bad shot when you can shoot it as well.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, who wasn't even offered a Nike deal early on, just locked down an 8-figure contract. And now Nike's basically groveling, hoping she becomes the face they didn't even think they needed. It's wild. Nike dropped the ball on Steph Curry, almost did it again with Caitlin, and now they're playing catch-up.
I was going to say Caitlin Clark's been compared to you.
Yeah, but I think it almost robs her of like the rest of her game because she's such a good floor, she has her overall, floor game. She's racking up, close to triple doubles every night, and like her shooting ability is, it's her superpower.
It's poetic justice. Jokic, once ignored despite being a generational talent, is now watching someone else tear through the same wall, only faster and with a spotlight twice as bright. And he respects it, because he knows what it feels like to be overlooked while being the best, to dominate and still not make headlines. And believe me, you're not ready for how real this is about to get.
One thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. More people want to tune in. Don't get it twisted. Don't get up. Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA.
LeBron James knows exactly what it feels like to enter a league with every camera, critic, and crazy fan breathing down your neck. He did it at 18, straight out of high school, with more hype than any athlete this century. So when he looked at Caitlin Clark and dropped that line, "Put your blinders on, go to work, stay humble," that wasn't just advice.
All the criticism and everything that's going on, fairly well. Like,
sure.
She never let nothing knock her off her square, man.
They got Indiana games.
Yeah, I just saw the interview when she was. They asked her about not being on the Olympic team. She was like,
"What a great answer she gave."
Great answer.
That was him reaching across 2 decades of chaos and saying, "You're walking the same fire I did, and here's the only map I ever had." And let's be clear, LeBron doesn't hand over his blueprint to just anyone. He's not out here coaching rookies like it's a charity project. He saw how Clark handled her Olympic snub with pure class, and he publicly called her response great. That's LeBron speak for she's got it. No begging, no chasing clout. She earned his nod just by being solid when it would have been easier to snap.
I think she'll be fine, and all the stuff about the physicality, and it comes with the league.
It comes with it, yeah.
No, you're a rookie.
By now?
Luka Doncic? Different style. Man's got sarcasm in his DNA. He'll drop 70 points on you and then joke about it in 5 languages. But when it came to Caitlin, that switch flipped. No jokes, no ego, just, she's a better shooter than me. Coming from Luka? That's insane. This is the guy who treats trash talk like a warm-up drill, who once laughed in a defender's face mid-crossover. And yet, when Clark's name came up, he gave it up instantly. Her shooting? Too good to clown. He handed her the throne in the one area he usually dominates, and he did it without even blinking.
This level of notoriety, out of this world expectation, whatever the case may be. I just think it's all about having, be a horse, man. The Kentucky Derby, put your blinders on, go to work, show up to work, punch your clock in, prepare yourself, work on your game, work on your craft, kind of keep your mouth shut, and just learn from the vets. When they ask, you voice your opinion if they want your opinion, man, early on.
Then there's Trae Young, who, let's be real, isn't exactly known for throwing compliments like candy.
It's crazy, 40 and 12, people don't understand, that's not easy. Scoring and then getting everybody involved, what she's doing is unbelievable. She was using her hang dribble just to read if she was going to be able to blow by her defender or not, and she was just doing step backs and side steps and dribbling in the lane, dribbling back out, and then shooting threes. But it started with her getting to the basket and just getting some layups, getting easy ones, getting some and ones to start the game. You could tell that she had a plan on what she was doing all night.
But after Clark dropped a 40-piece with 12 dimes, he broke down her game like he was doing NBA film study. Not vibes, not hype, just cold, technical praise. He talked about her using hang dribbles to read defenders, dragging them into traps, manipulating spacing, and literally running her team's offense like a seasoned pro. That kind of analysis, reserved for legends. And he gave it to her like she already belonged in the club. Because the way she moves on the court doesn't just impress, it teaches.
You know, but I'm rooting for Caitlin because I've been in that seat before. I've walked that road before. I hope she kills. I hope Aaliyah Boston does amazing. You know, I hope they do great.
And here's the kicker. None of this was PR fluff. This wasn't a welcome basket for the WNBA's newest star. These were real-time evaluations from guys who understand what it means to control a game at the highest level. They weren't just clapping from the sidelines. They were watching the tape, breaking down her skills, and calling it what it is: elite. Because Clark isn't just showing up. She's rewriting what showing up even means.
From the range, the confidence, the flair, like, she's a performer. It's crazy though, just because her shot is like that, it's at that level. If you really watch, like, her floor game is as impressive, so it's kind of the total package.
But while NBA royalty is out here throwing roses, the WNBA, let's just say the vibe is less than warm. Elbows, snarky comments, and enough shade to block out the sun. It's not subtle. You've got veterans taking cheap shots mid-game, brushing off questions post-game, and tossing out attitude like it's Gatorade. And you know who's calling it out? Not the league, not the refs, not even the press. It's the NBA guys who have zero reason to speak up, but can't stay quiet.
You know, I'm down. She was like, she's not going to hit that shot, and bam, like, damn, she's not going to hit that shot. Man, like, if I say 10 times you're not going to hit the shot and you hit the shot, that means you're the truth.
Shaquille O'Neal, on Angel Reese's own podcast, literally admitted he doubted Clark. Said she couldn't deliver. Said she'd fold. And then she dropped bombs, receipts, and W's all over the court. And what did Shaq say? You're the truth. Just like that. No sugarcoating, no backpedaling. A Hall of Famer who lives to test greatness just took the L and called it respect on enemy turf. Then Patrick Beverley, a guy who breathes confrontation, straight up said the hits Caitlin's taking aren't normal, not welcome to the league bumps, not tough love taps. He called it what it is, borderline dirty. And coming from a man who's made a whole career out of pestering elite guards, that says a lot. If Pat Bev thinks you're being targeted, it means the threat level is officially red. But you know what's crazier? Clark hasn't said a damn thing. No social media jabs, no call-outs, no tearful pressers, just business, just quiet destruction. She lets her game run the mouth while she walks back on defense like nothing happened. And that silence? It's louder than any rant ever could be.
Her growth this last year, and the Fever as a whole, to see Kelsey get some playoff experience, and just the whole group, Aaliyah, the whole group. So just really cool to follow the team, and it's unfortunate that they lost, but they're a young group. They'll be back for success, and now locked in and watching.
Because here's the flip. The quieter she stays, the louder her defenders get. Legends, all-stars, scorers, passers, MVPs, they're all jumping in because they recognize something real. They've lived through the backlash, the doubts, the pressure, and now they're watching someone else go through the same flames with even less support. And she's not just surviving, she's dominating. They're not cheering because it's trendy. They're standing up because they know talent when they see it. And Clark? She's not just carrying the WNBA spotlight, she's dragging it forward, whether the league wants it or not. The NBA saw it first. And if her own league doesn't catch up soon, it won't matter. Because Clark already has the respect that transcends borders. And if it has to come from the NBA, so be it. And it's obvious now that if the WNBA won't crown her, the NBA already has. Loudly, clearly, and without hesitation. Drop a comment if you're riding with Clark, because this era, it's hers.